Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. On today's tutorial I'm going to be showing us how I made this collar. So the first thing we're going to do is to measure the circumference of our neck. That is after joining the shoulder, joining the hands. For this particular video I finished making this top before I decided to join this collar. You can as well join your collar immediately after fixing your shoulder. Depends on what you want to achieve or the steps you want to follow. But for this video, I finished making the shirt before fixing the collar. The next thing I'm going to do is to cut the stand of our collar using the collar gum. The stand is usually 1 inch in height, and then we're going to be cutting it the exact measurement of the neck circumference plus 2 inches, that is 1 inch on both sides. The next thing we're going to do is to give the curve on the stand. Our neck circumference is not straight, so if you use a straight stand, it's not going to give that perfect curve. It's not going to lap properly. So the next thing I'm going to do is to give that slant, like how I'm doing in the video. The next thing we're going to be doing is to cut the top part of our collar. Now, on how to get the measurement for the top part of the collar, on this tutorial, the total measurement of the stand is 17.8 inches. So now for us to get the top part, we're going to minus 2 inches, that is 1 inch on both sides on 17.8 inches. So after doing our minusing, that is what I got, and then I'm just going to cut it. I'm going to cut in it exact measurement of what we got. Please, I want you to note that the height of the top part of the collar usually is 2.1 inch, 2.2 inches. That's in height. But for this video, I want the collar to be big, so I'm using 3 inches. The next thing we're going to do is to give the slant effect. This is on fold, so we're going to be minusing half an inch from the middle part of the collar on, and then we'll take it down to the extreme end of the collar. After minusing half an inch, I saw that it was not giving enough, so I had to go down so that the shape is going to come up properly, and then after joining the collar, I'm going to have a perfect lapping. The next thing I'm going to do is to just cut out and then take everything to the machine and then start gumming, and to the ironing table and then start gumming. This is what I got after gumming the collar gum on the fabric I'm supposed to use. This is the stand iron to the material, and then the top part of the collar also iron to the material. So after that, I'm going to be ironing this part, fold it on top of the stand, so it's going to be easy for me to sew after fixing it. After ironing, this is what I got, and then I'll take it to cut the other part of the stand. Note that is usually 2 parts, one at the front and then one at the back. Now I want you to look closely. I'm not going to be cutting it exact the way the front part of the stand is. I'm going to be adding like half an inch to help me turn it properly. So the next thing I'm going to be doing after cutting this is to also trim out the stand so it can help me sew it properly. The next thing I'm going to be doing is to take this to the machine and then sew. You can see on this top part of the collar, I'm not sewing on top of the collar gum, I'm sewing at the end of the collar gum. After sewing it, I'm going to just turn it like this and then top stitch it the way I'm doing here to have a perfect balance on the top part of the collar. After doing that, I'm going to be notching the middle the way I'm doing in the video, or notch the middle and then bring the top part of the stand and then place them at the midpoint also, and then sew together the way I'm doing here. I don't know if you noticed, but I did not sew on the collar gum. I did my sewing at the ending of the collar gum. So next thing I'm going to be doing here is to attach the collar to the top or the shirt. The way I'm doing here is to bring the midpoint of the collar and then the midpoint of the collar with the midpoint of the shirt. And I'm going to start sewing from the middle. You cannot sew from the ending part. It's not going to be equal. So we start the joining of our collar from the middle, like the way I'm doing in the video. So after joining, I want you to watch closely what I'm going to be doing at the ending part of the shirt, how the curve is going to come out. After sewing to the end, I'm going to turn the stand of the collar, that is the one without the collar gum, and then turn it facing right side facing each other to the one with the collar gum, and then I'm going to sew straight to the base of the shirt the way I'm doing in the video. I want you to watch closely what I'm doing here. After sewing that straight line, instead of going to start stressing myself to have a curve, I'm just going to like go half an inch to the top of the stand and then just slant it the way I'm doing in the video, instead of stressing myself to have that curve. Slanting it like this is also going to give a perfect curve. Just watch and see as I turn this part. So after sewing and then turning, this is what I'm going to get. I know you love what you are seeing already, so I'm just going to bring out my scissors and then push it to have the perfect angle, and then I'm going to repeat the same thing at the other side, and then we'll top stitch. While top stitching, your collar must be relaxed for you to have a good finishing. So you have to use your hand and then place on the collar, both the top part of the collar and then the stand of the collar. It has to be relaxed for you to have a very neat and then a perfect job done. If it's not relaxed, your collar will not balance at all. So you follow the steps to have a very beautiful and then perfect work done. So I'm going to be top stitching like this to the very end. This tutorial video is beginners friendly. Like if you are new into the fashion world and then you are finding it very difficult to fix your collar, you can just come here and then it's very easy, no plenty math at all. If you like this video and you find it helpful, please like, share, comment and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Do have a wonderful day ahead. So yeah, this is what we got after the whole process. Thank you and God bless you. Bye.